Howdy folks, and welcome back to ARK Extinction Adventures. We're on the Crazy Folks Extinction server, and I'm at the winter base. Voden winter base, and I've been just growing it like I do normally bases, kind of like a cancer. All sorts of different modules. And one quick thing I want to show you here before we go diving into what we're going to do in the next bit of this episode, what the purpose of this episode is, which I'm sure you guys might know because it's probably in the title, is we have this cool setup. I don't know if I mentioned this before. I don't think I did. Where we're using Mr. Fister's derp machine to pick up the crystals dropped by our gashas, or goshas, whatever they're called. And we also have, I have, in this case, 2 snow owls set up to drop pellets right in front of each one of them. And so they automatically scoop up the pellets, they create the crystals, they drop the crystals, and then the dirt machine picks them up. In fact, you'll probably see a bunch in there. Look at that. And we got some quality ones as well. We'll open those later. But I also accidentally, as I was trying to figure out something else going on with these two, I bred them and I didn't mean to. But I created a female, a young girl. I put her over here. Got to put them way away, out of mating boost range, for them not to conflict with each other. So she's sitting over here by herself with her own dirt machine, and these are actually S+ dedicated storage intakes, because I've started doing S+ dedicated storage, which I love to do when we get to that point. But it's really cool because I just need to get another snow owl for her, and then I probably need to breed them again if I can get a male mate for her. And then we'll get a mate boost as well. I don't know if the mate boost helps, but, you know, it's always good to have. And then a couple of snow owls. And we have 2 systems on either end of the base, which is really kind of cool. I mean, the stuff that gets produced is amazing. I mean, look what it's been produced for me. All of this stuff came from the gotcha drops, whatever. I'll call them gotchas. You gotcha drops. All of this stuff has come from there. I've got Ascendant pick and axe and a apprentice pike and oh my goodness, all sorts of stuff is coming from there. And I've actually started collecting the best of each armor pieces as backup. The backup armor pieces that come from them as well, and these mannequins, these S+ mannequins to hold the armor, which is really cool. That's kind of all it is. The intakes, the dedicated storage. I have my dedicated storage room up here with all the different dedicated storages, which is really, really cool. If you haven't played with S+ dedicated storage, you really need to. So what I really want to do is show you guys where I'd like to set up a secondary base. We have the winter base, right? I just talked about that. Let's gamma up. The winter base in a winter dome. Really cool. Got everything we need. It's a mega base. Got all sorts of critters there. We even got our own dedicated city terminal with our little run course for the Doedicarus to get down here to the craft element, which we're doing right now, actually, in the background. But there is another place I'd like to really build, and that would be in the city. And you don't normally build in the city. In fact, this terminal here, if you watch Mortuary, otherwise known as Let's Talk Gaming streams, you'll see where I'm teleporting to, I believe, because I'm pretty sure he's doing this on his streams. This is kind of a temporary location that he's using for building a base, and you can see he's kind of building this floating base here. So this is in the middle of the city. It's near our starting point, our community center. In the center of my screen up there, I'll bring up the pointer here. Over here is our community center, I believe, right in that area back there. I'm not looking on the map, I'm actually pointing on the screen. This is where it is on this side. Now, if you go even further this direction, there's a really cool spot that I would like to build at. And I think that's what we're going to do for this episode, is we're going to kind of plan out what kind of a build we want to do and start building something here and have a kind of a cool winter home? What would you call it? You know, a place where you go when it's cold. Actually, I went too far. Yes, right here. I was looking at this and I was thinking to myself a couple things. One, it's got a nice terminal. It's just, let me pop up a little bit. It's just really pretty. You've got this thing in the front. I don't need to put base material down here, but it's got these 2 ramps. One of them's kind of collapsed a little bit. Got a beautiful tree at the top, right? It's got this, they meet in this big ramp, goes up. You got these 2 little things on the side. It's just really cool. And it's got this nice roof over the whole thing. I would like to build a base here. I don't think I want an open air base. Maybe I do. I don't know. I don't know what I want to build, but I just want to build here. I think what we'll do is we'll kind of stake a claim here this episode, start putting blah, 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 blah. Okay, kind of glitched out here. Some foundations together and see what we can do. And by the way, they're not here now because I already harvested them, but at this location also benches spawn in. I think they're down here. Benches will spawn in. And yeah, I think they're down here along here normally. And then there's some on the other side as well. And there's some down here. And also, of course, the light poles. So great access to element dust right here at our base, which is really cool. The benches can be harvested just like the tables can in other spots in the city. And you can get element and metal, scrap metal. And I don't think you get electronics from that, but you definitely get element and scrap metal. So anyway, I'm going to go get the worker dinos, gather some resources, set up some storage, and have a little fun. That is a Carno down there? Yeah. All right, I'm at the site, and I've started collecting stuff. By the way, the site, in case I didn't tell you last time, is there at roughly, I don't know, what are you going to call it, 52 by 72-ish, somewhere around there. And I wanted to show you guys a quick update of how I'm doing base defense here. I had some dinos, some worker dinos, and I was thinking about bringing some big fighters, but then I thought, well, wait a minute. I've already advanced to the tech tier. So I just basically created an S Plus tech shield with an S Plus tech generator up here, supplying power to it. And I moved it to this position because it wraps just around that city terminal, gives me access to the city terminal, and protects the generator and protects up here. And all the dinos, the worker dinos I got down here are just fine. I put an S Plus, or not an S Plus, or regular tech trough. The reason I don't put S Plus troughs is, I don't know if they fixed it. I don't know if Orion Sun fixed it, but the S Plus trough itself, there's no T at the end, trough itself prevented spawns in its radius, in its feed radius of resources. Which was a problem. I don't know if the S Plus Tech one does or not. I didn't want to take any chances. So I just made a regular Tech trough. It's refrigerated, which is cool. See over here, my berries have 17 minutes. Over here they have a 1 day, 5 hours, 25 minutes. So they've got a lot of time on them. So anyway, I'm going to continue gathering resources. Got some water here with an S Plus tap. That's great. Gathering a bunch of resources, killing some enforcers, and build something. And I'm still trying to think of what I want to do. I know I want to gate off these areas, but I think I want to do this all in metal and tech? Maybe in tech. Well, tech is so expensive, though. You know? Making all the element is doable, but it's just so expensive. Maybe metal and glass, mostly, with tech doors, perhaps? Yeah. I don't know. But open air, perhaps. Maybe I'll leave the tech generator, or tech shield, pardon me. Maybe I'll have two of them, maybe one down there by the trough and one up here to give me the full base coverage, at least from lengthwise. Because I want my base to go all the way against that wall and all the way down to the city terminal, where I'm getting at, and then to the left and right a bit. I don't know, guys. I'll try something, and I'll be back. So I'm back here at the city location, and as you can see, I've moved a couple more dinos out here, and I've got an industrial forge as well, just to cook this stuff faster by using electricity, from the generator. Got a second shield up. You can't put them too close to each other. That's as close as I can get it to this one, and they intersect just a little bit here, which is kind of cool. But I've protected this area here, and I've started laying foundations. Now, I have no real plan. I didn't even know exactly where I was going to put the base, and then I thought to myself, yeah, let's put it around this tree. So I started trying to place, I think, a cornerstone, one of these. I think it was this one. This foundation here, to line it up as close to this as I can. Actually, probably could have gone closer now that I think about it, but I'll tell you why in a second, why I didn't go any closer. And then to the left and to the right, I got it perfect so that this row up there intersects just slightly with that built-in metal structure, and this one intersects the same distance. Works really well. The shield kind of lays in there. I think I might just leave it there. For now, I'm not going to be leaving the shields up permanently. Eventually I will have walls to protect. But I thought I would have this as kind of an open center with this tree. Just dawned on me, I probably have to go out a little bit further with the foundations if I want to completely encapsulate this tree in my base, because as you can see, it goes out further. It's fine on this side, and it's fine on this side, I think. Yes, just barely. The walls will go, well, maybe not, I don't know. We'll see, but I don't think there's much I can do about that. But anyway, I kind of want to put that tree in the middle. And then I ran into the problem, though. If I see how I got that as close as I could to the metal that was already there? I mean, it's literally butted right up against it. I tried going into it, and I tried leaving a gap as well. Problem is I could never get this one to align right. Do I have a foundation on me? I do. If I lay a foundation there, you can see there's this big gap. Really big gap. I mean, it's big to me, right? And no matter how much I did, the only thing I could do is try to kind of bargain between the two and get the same gap. It would still be a gap, but it would be like half of what you just saw there. I decided not to do it. I decided to leave this section kind of open, and I say ground, but you know what I mean. I mean the ground that was here to begin with in the world, and just kind of have it as a little place to rest. Maybe I'll put some benches here or something to sit by the tree instead of workstations, which you'll find on the other parts of the base, right? Over here and so forth. These inns are interesting. I decided if I wanted to have a gate to come in and a foot entrance for people, I thought I would make it like this, where I have this corner, this triangle piece, wedged into the ramp, into the built-in ramp, the old, the one that came with the world ramp, they would call it that. And you can just walk right in. There should be a doorway right here. You can just go through the doorway and you're into the base. There can be one on the other side as well, or I can connect all of that with some kind of tunnel. I don't know what I'm going to do. And same thing is happening over here, right? And then there'll be a natural way to walk around the base over here. Not big enough for a dino. Well, big enough for a small dino. But not big enough for a big dino. And like I said, maybe dino gates here to get dinos in and out. It'd be kind of cool. The rest of this place, I kind of want to take upstairs and downstairs as well. As part of my base. This would be for dino storage, I think. The city terminal will be the city terminal. I'll leave it there. As I said, these benches spawn in, and more of them have spawned in. So I get, lots of element dust and crystal and scrap metal from these, which is great. And I don't think I'm going to I don't want to jeopardize them at all, so I'm not going to encroach with the building any closer than I already have. Get the light posts and the benches. Got a pretty good pick that I got from my gotchas. Gotchas? Those things. Got a descendant pick from them. Does 381.8. That's pretty good. Not the greatest, but pretty good. And anyway, what I was going to say was, I'm going to leave this section down here for dino storage, perhaps, and maybe I will just use the generators for dino storage, the shield generators, to protect the dinos. Probably, I imagine. But I also built these ramps. These glass ramps to get down into this section to harvest, wood potentially, or plants and that sort of thing, very easily. And there's one on the other side as well. They don't look identical because I had to kind of build them from the ground up and from down here up, which is tricky to get them lined up perfectly. And I decided not to fight it since you can't see them both at the same time anyway. No big deal. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue working on this base. I'm going to try to build this out. I think I have to, like I said, lay the foundations out this direction a little bit more if I want to try to incorporate that tree. I wanted to leave these ramps here completely uncovered, though. That was my goal, so that I could have dinos, freely move back and forth. But if I have to move foundations out, then the space dinos can move in will be a little smaller, but it probably won't be a big deal. All right, as you can see down there, we're down to one shield generator. I've got the other one in my pocket still, I believe, right there. Yep. And right here, we've got what we're trying to do. I think I'm going to leave this space open at the top. I know that invites flying in by any flyers, and there aren't too many. There's RGs every once in a while, I think, in this general area, and Ichthyornis, whatever those little birds are. So I might regret it, and I might close it up later, but it just seems more natural to have the tree kind of coming through. Now, there's some unnatural things I can't avoid, like a branch going through the glass. That's about the only one that I think is really unnatural. The rest of them all skirt the glass pretty well. And it's really kind of cool. I like it. I'll leave it. But down here on the bottom, we've got, first of all, an S Plus tech elevator to get us from the top to the bottom, so we can get up to the roof. And I've ramped these up all the way up here, and I've got these force walls. I need to figure out some way, something to put on each corner. Maybe pillars will work on each side here to kind of hide the fact that the tech wall doesn't have a side to it. The tech force wall doesn't have a side to it. But I love the force walls for entry. And I put the force walls down here on all these as well. On all the dino gateways, and then on the individual doors over here as well. I kind of like it. All right, and it's really nice in here. I like the lighting, right? Okay, this is the normal lighting. I was on high gamma, so I could see well. It never gets dark here, so this is kind of the lighting we're going to get in this base, which is nice. I don't even think I need lights. Kind of like this sort of dark lighting. Works really well. And I do get the house buff everywhere. If I go in here into the center, of course, I lose it. I've got two cutouts here to go down into this area. I think I'll put some benches down here. I did close this off. I was talking about talking about leaving that open, but I said, you know what? I don't really care that much about this gap. It's not a big deal. So I basically just railed off the sides, put 2 stairs up and down, 2 metal stairs, and everything looks cool. And I've got my workstation here to start working on it. And yeah, I kind of like how this is working out. I just need to finish this with some glass sloped ceilings and some more glass ceilings. I'm almost out of them. I think I've got 1 left, maybe. I've used them all. I've used them all, and then put those on here. This is actually not default gamma. What a default gamma. See, default gamma is just a little too dark. Maybe I will put a light or 2 in here, because just slight gamma gives me that. This is my preferred gamma level everywhere. And then if I go to full gamma, of course, you can actually see much better. But I think I'm going to put a few lights in here. Yeah, maybe. Here we are in Sanctuary Central. Sanctuary Central. Sanctuary Central. And all my doors are green. All my tech stuff is green. I've got tech shields. I actually have 4 tech shields now. I have completed the base, at least the first rev of it. Yeah, I think I probably want to get another tech elevator for the other side. I think I'll go make those. I might have the materials to make them here. I doubt it. Tech elevator. Probably need element 3. I need 3 per, so we can get 6 element out of here, no problem. 5, 6, make those so that we can do one of these over on the other side. And you notice that I come up here to the top floor, and I've got this railing around the tree. It's a much wider opening up here to accommodate that stuff, like I showed you. And then a ramp on this side. I haven't actually done the ramp on that side. Now that I think about it, I need to mirror that right over here. And up here, we are in a dome. We are in a shield. Oh, wow. Is that really a beehive up there? I think it is. I didn't even notice it until I looked up. That is cool. Okay, so actually, theoretically, I could grab the honey and fall through the shield, and the bees could not come after me. Neener. Oh, anyway. So I've got a shield here. I've got a shield there, and another shield over there. And I tried to get them to intercept fairly well and not be really ugly. So these two kind of meet in the middle there, which is fairly close. These meet each of those. Oh, that don't actually meet those. There's a small gap. No big animal's going to come through there, but theoretically something could. And of course, flyers could come in, but there's that ceiling up there. Kind of mostly prevents them from coming in. Although you could theoretically get an RG or something in here as well. And you could get around this way. I guess a small animal could if they really wanted to. But anyway, I think I probably have to put some kind of ramp up to there so I could get in those doors. I think that's going to do for the base for now, though. Yeah, I think so. Item collector up there. I put the industrial forge down there because it doesn't actually fit in any of these rooms because I didn't make the ceilings high enough. And I haven't put the benches and things in here like that. So the only thing left in this space is to decorate and populate. Decorate and populate. I've got some workstations in here, but not a lot. And the question is, when I go back to my winter base, do I want to move my gochas over here? Do I want another set of them? Another 4 of them? For the city base? Do I want to move all my animals to the city base and just leave this as kind of a base to come to for resource or something? I don't know. Just a base? Or do I want to leave some animals in both? I don't know the answers to those questions. I do want to take a flyer, though. Take a look at that base from the top. If we come on over here, and we land, and we go back to the Bowden City Base. Bowden City Base tour. And take off in the bird in the RG. Here we go. And this teleporter is over here next to the city terminal. The city terminal is not shield protected, which is fine. Not a big deal. I don't plan on standing there for very long, but you can see that these domes go all the way up to the top, pretty high. So this one protects against people coming into the base or creatures coming into the base, big creatures, nasty creatures, any tormented creatures and that sort of thing coming into the base this direction. And same with that one. Although they could theoretically sneak through here, I guess, if they could climb. I don't think they can. They could sneak through there if they really wanted to, I guess. If they were desperate. And it also protects a bit on these ramps, like this one coming down. The ramp coming down, they can't go anywhere when they get down there. And same on the other side. And over here, these ramps going down. That one going down there. And this one going down here. So anything coming up these ramps will be blocked as well. I don't know. I kind of wish you could have the tech shield generators without the shield showing, without the actual shield texture showing and the ripple effect and stuff. I would like to have their effect but not actually see them. That would be kind of awesome. And then just turn it on if I want to see what what the extent of the shield is. But there's that cool tree in the middle. I think I'm going to leave it. I hope I'll leave it. I'll use, if necessary, if I need to use some sort of a re-fertilizer to get it back up, if I ever accidentally knock it down. But there's a tree under there, and that's where the shield generators are. I kind of like it, man. I really like it. I really dig this location. I think this will be my primary location pretty soon, and the snow base will be a secondary location. So anyway, guys, I don't know if you can see me up here, but thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.